What it is, guys? Your boy, I'm so myself, Alan Nicing, and today we got NFL preview 2024 season kickoff, man. The season is back. Football is back. We're going to talk about my predictions for the 2024 season like we do every year. And we're going to start off with the kickoff game. Okay? Let's go over the kickoff game. Then we're going to go to who's going to be Super Bowl winners, who's going to be MVP, who's going to be Coach of the Year, all that stuff. But start off with the Chiefs versus the Ravens in the kickoff game as KC beat the Ravens. So beat Baltimore 27-20 in Kansas City. By a literal toe, the Ravens lost is what you can describe this game. By a literal toe. Isaiah Likely does not get the touchdown with 5 seconds left in the game. Brutal. Like literally Lamar, 5 seconds game, Lamar steps back, bro. Throws it. Likely catches it, I think, over Nick Bolton. And his toe is just passing the white line. Just passing the white line. I know people, even I was saying, like, bro, just give him the touchdown, right? Like, obviously I know they weren't going to do it because it's literally a rule when you could definitely see that his toe passes the line, right? So it was a good call by the refs, but I'm just like, bro, like, if this was the time to give a play, it was this time, bro. 26, you make the touchdowns 26-27. They got to go for a 2. Maybe if they score the 2, if they score 2, they win. If they don't, they lose. Like, bro, it's just the timing, everything of the game, the context of the game. That would have been the time to give it to him, but I know why they didn't, because literally by rule, he's out of bounds, and that's not a touchdown. But I feel bad for the Ravens. I feel bad for Likely because he was having a hell of a game. We're going to talk about that later, but what a game, bro. What a game. Great first game. Start of the season. I think it was an example game how you want to start the season, except for the refs. Okay, the refs, they were so inconsistent today. 4 plays I remember was they were calling Ronnie Stanley, the left tackle for the Ravens, like for illegal formation, like 3 times, bruh. And they had no call on Jawan Taylor, who did that shit all last year. Last year he was keep doing that. And I don't know, this game, he kind of looked at the same position as Ronnie Stanley, but they just called Ronnie Stanley the whole time. In this game, they allowed that timeout, that Spagnuolo call, which is illegal, okay? Only the head coach can call timeouts, not the defensive coordinators or the offense coordinator. And no coordinators, no assistant coaches can call timeout except for the head coach, and somehow they let Spagnuolo do it. I don't know, I guess maybe the sideline ref wasn't paying attention. Who was? He just seen someone calling timeout. He sees someone in the red. He probably thinks it's Andy Reid, so he does it, but I don't know if you can reverse that or not. They probably should have. But I mean, you couldn't actually reverse it because they already called a timeout. But you could have taken away a timeout and be like, hey, you can't call timeout when you're not ref. Probably could have done something like that, but they didn't. That was weird. And then Madubuike roughing the passer call on Mahomes, that was way too soft, bro. Like, he literally just pushed him. He didn't even land on him. He literally did extra. He did extra to land on the side of him. So I don't know what they're doing right there. Too soft. And then they didn't call an illegal hit out of bounds on Roquan Smith when he clearly hit Mahomes out of bounds, like, late. And they didn't call that. So the refs, bro, they were sluggish. You could tell it was their first game back out here. Got to fix that. Because it was not a good game for the refs. Let's start off with the game, okay? Let's actually start off with the players. We'll start off with Mahomes. Mahomes, he was 20 for 28 completion, 291 yards, passing yards, 1 for 1 touchdown reception ratio, 6-6 QBR, 101.9 passer rating. He was good. I would say he was good. He was not great. First quarter was hot, and the second died down for both offenses. Mahomes answered when he needed to, okay? With that second worthy touchdown, he got it done. I mean, I wouldn't say Mahomes, like I was saying, played great today. Like, the interception was bad and had a few throws he probably want back, but it is the first game. Okay, so I'm not going to go that hard, but he just played pretty well. I wouldn't say he played out of this ordinary, not extraordinary. I wouldn't say that. Pacheco, he had a touchdown. Rice and Rashee Rice and their rookie Xavier Worthy were the standouts in this game. Rice with 7 receptions, 103 yards. He was cooking in the middle. Like, they would give him space, and he would have one-on-one with the linebacker. He would just do a little quick slant in the middle. He was free every time they did it, and that's why he got those 103 yards. Worthy, he had 2 touchdowns. The Ravens defense, they were kind of dirty today, I ain't gonna lie. Some late hits on everybody, on Mahomes, on the running back, on everybody. They got 2 sacks, though, and a pick, because Roquan got the pick. Let's see how they progress under new defensive coordinator, Zach Orr, who was a linebacker for them back in 2014, 2016, and then he made the transition to coaching, and he made his way up in the pecking order from the Ravens to get to the DC spot. So let's see how the Ravens do, as I'm going to predict them later on. We'll get that later on. Lamar, though. Lamar, he was 26 for 41 passing completions, 273 passing yards, 1 touchdown, 0 interceptions, 61 QBR, and a 90.8 quarterback rating. And he was a leading rusher for his team with 16 carries, 122 yards. Again, I have the same criticism for Lamar. Okay, he just cannot throw the ball consistently well. He just can't. Like, his long ball is still off. And in clutch time, he did lead them down the field, which is great. I'll give him credit for that. And he had a great ball to Bateman. It was like for 30 yards. Give him credit for that. But then he misses likely on first and goal in the fourth quarter to the pylon. Like, he misses him. Like, he's open. If he throws it more to the pylon, likely gets that. But he didn't throw it there because he didn't have a good ball. And then he misses the Zay Flowers. He misses an open Zay Flowers. He throws it behind him on the next play. So he has 2 opportunities to win before that likely play where his toe was out. And he just didn't do it. He didn't do it. So, like, that's the criticism for Lamar. And it's going to stay like that until he actually beats Mahomes. Even though I think he's already beat. I think he's 1-5 now. So he has beat him 1 time. But, like, 1-5, bro? Like, bro, like, I don't know. Like, Lamar, he's got to figure something out. He's got to win these games. That's why Lamar, I have him in my top 5 quarterbacks, but, like, he's not my favorite quarterback because that's what he does. Like, I don't know, man. Something about it. It's just we don't even know how to explain it. Like, he has him there. Like, it's the same criticism again. That he just can't throw the ball consistently. I don't know why. He just can't. I don't know if it works on in the off season. I want to say he does, because why wouldn't he? But, like, why isn't he improving on that? That's what I think would be the better question. Like, why isn't it improving? But let's see what he does throughout the season. Okay, but the new addition, Derrick Henry, he had 13 carries, 46 yards, 1 touchdown. If they run I think for Henry and Lamar, if they run the read option more, good luck trying to defend them, because for the first quarter when they were doing it, you had no idea what was coming. You had no idea if Lamar was going to run it, if Derrick was going to run it. So it was very confusing. As a defense, like, if you're the Chiefs defense, very confusing to see who you're going to get. And it's going to be scary for the defenses in the NFL going against Lamar and Derrick. Isaiah Likely was turning into a number 1 tight end. 9 catches, 111 yards. Spectacular touchdown play. Bro juked like 3 defenders and then ran to the touchdown. And then obviously he missed that last play. He could have had 2 touchdowns. Could have had the game-winning touchdown, but we all know how that went, right? The right side of the O-line of the Ravens was getting cooked. For lately, the right guard, and Makari, the right tackle, they was getting cooked by Chris Jones. He had constant pressure on Lamar. But Lamar, he's Lamar, so he managed to escape. But they got to fix that, because that was a problem. And he didn't have enough time to throw, which maybe couldn't affect his passes. And Lamar had to be more of a rusher all the time on unplanned, unscheduled running plays. They could turn passing plays into running plays instead of actually being like run design plays. So they got to fix that. But way to start off the season, dude. It was a great game. Like I said, except for the rest. Other than that, it was a great game. And I hope there's a lot more games like that this season, which I think there will be. Which there usually is. But, Now Now let's get on to the predictions, okay? Super Bowl winners. I'm going with us. I'm going with the Niners. Now I'm going with the Niners. I'm going with us. I'm going to ride with this until the wheels fall off. Okay, like Richard Sherman was talking about, bro. Like, we got to do it, bro. Like, it's now or never. It's literally now or never. I think when we have 3 years, bro, to go to win this, we just got to win it now. The window is now. And we got to win it, bro. All the key players have stayed. You know, Ayuk, Trent, the guys that supposed to be going to leave, they came back. Good players added, like Ricky Pearsall. I think Devondre Campbell, adding him at linebacker, underrated addition. Underrated addition for us since Dre's been out for his Achilles that I think he tore in the Super Bowl. So that was an underrated addition that we got. So it's now or never for us, bro. It's now or never for us because the salary's just going to add up. We paid all of our players. They got to win it. We have to win it, bro. I don't know, I think maybe just these 2 years. And if these 2 years we don't win it, bro, the window closed. So I don't pick us all the time because we have to win now. Runners up, I think it's going to be Baltimore. I think it's going to be the Baltimore Ravens. I think this is the year that they pull through. Lamar finally passes Mahomes. You know, they added Derrick Henry, and the defense is still solid. And as we've seen today versus the Chiefs, the defense is still solid. Like we're playing with Zach Orr, see how they progress. It was pretty good. And adding Derrick Henry, like I said, they got to add more of that read option. I think the offense is going to be pretty unstoppable. They have a few tweaks. It was the first game of the season, so I ain't going to overreact and say this is all end. Both teams were kind of rusty today, and the Ravens are kind of rusty, but I think as the season weighs on, and you still got Derrick Henry there. Ain't nobody going to want to tackle this guy in the fourth quarter in freaking January, okay? Ain't nobody going to want to do that. So I still put the trust in Ravens. I think this is the year that Ravens are finally going to pull through, because if they don't, they're like us. If they don't pull through, it's done. It's done, and the Chiefs are just going to run away with that. And we don't want the Chiefs to get 3 straight Super Bowls, bro. We do not want that. Except for Chiefs fans, but I think everyone else, we do not want that, bro. Do not want that. Anyone else but the Chiefs. I was even thinking, I had a crazy thought. I was like, I would rather have the Cowboys win the Super Bowl than the Chiefs, but then I thought about it, and I was like, what am I saying? Never mind. No. Never that. So I think Baltimore is going to be the runners-up. It's going to be Baltimore. What everyone was saying last year is going to be Baltimore versus Niners. I think it's going to be a year later. They were a year early, and Super Bowl 59, my bad. Super Bowl 59 is going to be Niners, Ravens. Yes, sir. MVP, I'm going with Joe Burrow. Now, I picked him last year, and he was injured last year, so that's why it didn't work out. But I think he stays healthy this year, because what's the odds of getting injured again after he got injured last year? So I think he's going to be healthy this year. Supposedly Jamar Chase is going to sign a new contract, so he's coming back. T. Higgins is still on the team. I think he gets end. I think, he's an underrated tight end. Mike Gesicki, he's actually pretty underrated. When he was in Miami, he was good. When he went to the Patriots, he was kind of bad, but when he came back to when he was in Miami, he was good. I hope he comes back to that Miami thing, and if he does, when he comes back to that playing style, or that playing level, play level, I think Joe Burrow is going to have the numbers, and the Cincinnati Bengals are going to be good. So I have Joe winning the MVP. Offensive Player of the Year, I'm going with Amon-Ra St. Brown, receiver for the Lions. He was third in receiving yards last year. Another year with Goff. Another year in the Ben Johnson system, in the Dan Campbell system. I think he could be the leading wide receiver in the NFL. Probably leading yards, probably leading touchdowns, probably leading targets. I don't know. But I think he's going to be the leading receiver. And the Lions are going to make another deep playoff push. So I think he'll win Offensive Player of the Year and finally be in the All-Pro team. I think he was snubbed off. He'll probably be in the All-Pro team this year as well. So I'm going Amon-Ra St. Brown. Defensive Player of the Year, I got Max Crosby. He was 6th in sacks last year. This is a sneaky pick for Defensive Player of the Year. He was voted in the top 100 players list, voted by the players this year in 2024. I think Crosby has a chance. I don't think the Raiders are going to be good, but the defense might be good. And I might even have them stand out even more because the team's not going to be good. But they're like, but look at Max Crosby, though. He's leading something in sacks or whatever. So, sneaky pick. I want to go something different. Max Crosby. I'm going with him, Defensive Player of the Year. Offensive Rookie of the Year. I'm going with Marvin Harrison Jr. Bro's ready to play now. And then Kyler's his quarterback. He's going to be his number one option for Kyler. He's going to get the ball. He's going to get the yards. He's going to get the targets. I got Marvin Harrison Jr. being the Offensive Rookie of the Year. Defensive Rookie of the Year, I have Dallas Turner from the Vikings. He's a Bama boy, so I have to go with him, obviously. Edge rusher, number one, okay? Always vote edge rusher for Defensive Rookie of the Year. They always get the most love, the most praise, because they're the ones that stand out more on the defense. So, unless, like, you're a cornerback or a defensive back and you get, like, the most picks, but other than that, edge rushers always get the love. So, I'm going Dallas Turner. Comeback Player of the Year, I'm going to go with A-Rod. I'm going to go Rodgers. If dude even barely throws for 4,000 yards and the Jets are good and they're in the playoffs, it's a lock. He's going to be Comeback Player of the Year. And I think he will be because he's Aaron Rodgers. Coach of the Year, I'm going to go with DeMeco Ryans. Because the Texans, I think they're going to be good again this year. They're going to stay good. Probably make the playoffs again. Might push Kansas City. Who knows? I don't know. But we'll see how it goes. But I think DeMeco will be Coach of the Year because of that. Teams that did not make the playoffs last year to make it this year. I'm going with the Falcons in the NFC because I don't know who will take off, but I'm going with the Falcons because I think they'll probably take off Tampa Bay or something in the division. But I think I'm going with the Falcons because they got Kirk. Kirk's a good enough quarterback, stays healthy, lead them into the playoffs. Kyle Pitts is there. Drake London, receiver. Robinson. Oh, God. Hold up. Is it Robinson or Johnson? I think it's Bijan Robinson, bro. Yeah, my bad. Bijan Robinson. On defense, added Jesse. I think Jesse Bates been there since last year. They traded for another safety. Justin Simmons, there you go, from the Broncos. They just traded for him. And I think so. And Grady Jarrett's still there, so I think the Falcons are going to make that playoff push. And then with new coach Raheem Morris, they'll make that playoff push. And I think the Falcons go into the playoffs. Still sticking in the NFC. I'm going with the Seahawks. I think Mike McDonald's going to add some juice to the Seahawks. Still got Geno there. Geno can make a little push. I love the defense. Davion Witherspoon, Tariq Woolen on the two cornerbacks. And then, my boy Kenneth Walker as a running back. I think the Seahawks can make a push to the playoffs. On the AFC side, I have the Jets. They didn't make it last year because Aaron Rodgers got injured. If Aaron Rodgers stays healthy, they'll make it to the playoffs. So I think the Jets are going to be in there. I think the Bengals, last year didn't make it. Joe got injured. Like I said, I think Joe's going to be MVP. So if Joe wins MVP, he's obviously going to be healthy. And I think the Bengals are going to go into the playoffs. And then my last team, the Chargers. I think with Jim Harbaugh as the head coach, he's going to coach up Justin Herbert. He's going to elevate Justin Herbert's game. He'll be better. He'll finally be in the top 5 discussion of quarterbacks because Justin Herbert is in the discussion for top 5 quarterbacks in talent. But he's not produced it yet. And I think he will this year under Coach Jim Harbaugh. So give me the Chargers. Give me the Chargers to make it to the playoffs. And those are my 5 teams, man. Those are my 5 teams. And then the teams who will fall on their expectations, always pick Dallas Cowboys because they're been a wreck. Yeah, they just signed CeeDee Lamb. But are they going to sign Prescott? They give no confidence in the guy. So I don't know how that's going to work up with the team. They still haven't signed Micah Parsons. I don't know how that's going to go. So, and the Cowboys are just always a mess. They're always in the news for the dumbest reasons ever. Never for football. So I think they're going to be a mess. And they always have high expectations for them. So, and as long as Jerry Jones is the owner, always high expectations and always going to fail. And I think Tampa Bay is not going to be as good as they were. I think Falcons are going to pass them in the division. So those are 2 teams to fall. And that was the end of the episode, guys. Thanks, y'all, for listening. Hope y'all enjoyed the episode. We'll see y'all later on in the season. Bye.